People tend to not look back at losses. I have fallen victim to changing the channel when my favorite basketball or baseball team begin to lose and only coming back when they have regained the lead. Losing has such a negative vibe around it. We tend to put it at the back of our mind and attempt to forget about it. We rarely take the time to analyze our losses and are quick to blame the sports gods, Pokemon gods, or RNGesus. Let us now determine if our Pokemon loss was a result of faulty battle strategy, faulty team building, or just plain old bad luck. To analyze our losses, we will take a look at 3 examples or case studies, if you want to say that they are. These 3 battles showcase what not to do in various areas of competitive Pokemon. So the first one here is a battle between my testing account and another person on OU. I believe this was, this was October 10th, 2016. So it's already almost been 2 years since this battle. So this is before Sun and Moon, before that new metagame. So let's take a look at what happens during this battle. So he goes in with Klefki, I go in with Gyarados. Obviously that isn't a good matchup for me, so I switched out. Nothing wrong thus far. Paralysis on Clefable is completely fine because it has an ability that negates the effect of statuses. So that Sludge Bomb didn't really do too much for Gyarados. So I'm gonna attempt to set up here, but Klefki comes in again, and I don't want the paralysis. So far it's been a nice prediction on both sides. Nothing too heavily, leaning towards either team. That critical was lucky. Obviously, you'll see a few of those this game, but as you can see, like, pretty standard game thus far. Lots of switching, lots of predictions. That was a messed up prediction there, so he gets his Life Scream off for free. Excadrill's gonna come in here because I want to get rid of this asshole, frankly. But he's gonna do a double switch into Landorus, and obviously I did not see that coming, so I X-scissor him, and that's pretty, like, no implications there, just a bit of damage lost due to his nice prediction. So I'm gonna Heat Wave, which is going to be problematic because I take a lot of damage there with Side Chalk. I tried to hit him Power there because I thought I'd do a lot more, but apparently not. And so his Latios was more of a bulkier set than normal, like 250 HP, 250 special attack sweeper. So I predict that he's gonna go into Klefki, and I thought mine would do a bit more. My flamethrower would do a bit more there, but he got the light screen off just in time due to his special ability. So as you can see, this is where I'm in a pinch, and I kind of get bailed out. In a sec, as you can see, that critical hit did matter. I would probably have at least lost 2 Pokemon due to that sweeping Gyarados, but I got a bit lucky there, and also get a bit lucky with the guts on my Conkeldurr. So I'm just gonna go for the straight up Drain Punch and try to get rid of the Volcan. I don't even know how to say it. Volcaneon? Is that how you say it? I don't even know. I've tried pronouncing that name so many times and it just never works out. So fair even trade there. I got rid of frankly a pesty little Pokemon there that was in OU. Don't know if it's in OU anymore. So here's another matchup battle we have here, and more crits for me, which I think Rock Slide does have a chance to crit, like a nice little bonus there. So that's a matchup I don't want to stay into, and the rest of this matchup kind of goes back and forth, and obviously Clefable dies in the end. So I go back into my Excadrill, want to scare the Latios off. Obviously he lives on 1 HP, and I get lucky with the flinch. Actually, no, it's flinch that it has, not crit. So I got lucky on the criticals then. So Landorus, I don't want to stay into that. Go into my Zapdos. He does a nice prediction here that I'm going to switch and goes in for the Rock Slide. And that's problematic because he has 4 Pokemon and I only have 3. So seeing the advantage I have here, I'm just going to go for nice Waterfall with my Gyarados. And he goes into Talonflame. I don't want anything to do with Talonflame. Luckily, he doesn't predict this, and he goes for the U-turn. I assume he wanted to U-turn Gyarados to go into a person that could paralyze or otherwise stop Gyarados from sweeping. So I get more bad luck. Another Pokemon lives on 1 HP. So you see this battle was kind of, the luck, RNG Jesus was kind of tilting his way, you know, on both ends of the battle for both players. So obviously Talonflame's gonna go down there, and the reason my opponent lost this battle is not the crits. This wasn't a battle of bad luck. His team was obviously, let's reset it here so we can see his team. His team was obviously decent. I don't see a problem outright. I see a bit of Stealth Rock's weaknesses with Talonflame and Gyarados. I don't know if I can't remember if his Gyarados was Mega. I think it was. So we do have that problem there. And Ice Beam, yeah, Ice Beam we also have a problem, because so his team is not the best, but he otherwise has, I would say, a decent team. Stuff could be improved to remove that ice weakness. Obviously Landorus, 4 times weak to ice, Latios, 2 times weak to ice, and Talonflame, although fire, you know, a nice Ice Beam can, by a good special attacker, can, you know, pretty much dent him up. But I'd say this is a combination with just overall matchup problems and getting outplayed in the end. His team building didn't help him out, but in the end his matchup problems were bad. That Gyarados mishap was unfortunate for him. He probably could have taken out 2 of my Pokemon. So it's a bit of everything. It's the team building. Team building didn't help. He got outplayed with the predictions. He did have a few good predictions himself, but otherwise there's a combination of factors that led to him losing. So my suggestion to him would be to fix his team up and not go for the early game sweep with the Gyarados. So that was a bad decision. I still had 6 Pokemon. He still had 6 Pokemon. Try to weaken the team more so you don't have those bad luck with the bulky Clefables. So we go to the next one. So this is, I'm not going to talk about team building at all because this is a random battle, and this was done December 21st 2015. Whew, that was a long time ago. So we'll start here, and this is a very, very short battle. I wonder why. So he's gonna do the big rookie mistake of using like a dig attack, or I think it's Shadow Force. So attack that takes 2 turns against a substitute user, which is a very, very big no-no. You'd never do that. That's not a viable battle strategy at all, because you're allowing him to do this, to set up on you and to ultimately baton pass to Rayquaza, which I was very fortunate to have on my team in random battles, and it just ends up in misery for my boy Fat Bottom Girls. And so much more could have been done there. Like, he had a Flygon. Like, why didn't he switch into Flygon? Like, Flygon is ground. You know, fighting attacks from my starter didn't, or my leader didn't do anything. He had a Regirock, which is a nice defensive Pokemon, you know, but obviously you wouldn't put it in to my lead Pokemon. But could have done a lot more there. Could have switched into the Flygon. I don't know why he stayed into the substitute and used the Shadow Force twice. After he basically had 3 wasted turns. He had the Will-O-Wisp and the two times Shadow Force back to back. So that's obviously problematic, and my suggestion to him was, what are you doing? Do you even know how to play this game? And ultimately this came back down to battle strategy, and that's why he ultimately lost without even seeing my full team. So we roll to the next one. This is a great battle. I believe this was featured on a series I did a long time ago, but we'll otherwise see what happened in this battle. I can't remember who wins this battle. I think this is a very, very close battle. I do remember that. So I just want this Deoxys to get out of there. I don't want to deal with this because I know how fast he is. I know how annoying his shit is, but his job was done there. That was a one matchup for him. He got his stealth rocks, and otherwise it went well for him. So my Kyogre is specifically made as a special defense wall. That's why I switched into it, not because I wanted it to die. Obviously it just did, but you know, that was bad initial two matchups for me. Kind of put me in a hole there. I lost my arguably one of my strongest Pokemon on the team, but I'll recover by just trying to get rid of this Kyogre. I don't really have anything else to check it other than Dialga. So once Dialga kills it here, I think in the next Earth Power, yep, then Dialga's job is essentially done. He goes into this hell of a Pokemon, you know, Geomancy all the time, and I just wanted to scare it out of there. It's technically useless when it uses Geomancy and gets it the same turn with its item, but otherwise that was a-okay for me. This is just going to be a little matchup here with Salamence, and Salamence one of my favorite Pokemon. I really love his initial design. Don't know what's going on with his Mega Evolution there. It looks like a fucking frisbee, but we'll just ignore that. And here's a matchup that I don't know what's he doing here, because he was going to be put to sleep. He was very fortunate to not be put to sleep, and that was a bit of bad luck on my end. So I only have 2 Pokemon left. He has 3, so he's looking pretty good here. I thought that Earthquake would do a bit more damage, but you live with what you get, and he predicted that very nicely into the Shadow Sneak. So there's 3 Pokemon left, and man, am I in a pinch here. I need Genesect to do some masterful moves, and the way it's going for him, it's not looking too good. He's having a bit of what we call bad luck here. So Giratina would have for sure killed Genesect with a move. That's why he went into Shadow Sneak. You see him complaining in the chat about all the crits, the flinches, as you can see, and this is pretty much over for him. A nice little crit as a cherry on top, and there we have it. You see, we had witnessed three options, what I mentioned in the beginning of the video: faulty battle strategy, faulty team building, and just plain old bad luck. The first one was a bit of everything. It was a bit of bad luck with the Gyarados. It was a bit of team building issues with the 4 times Landorus, the ice issues with Latios, and so on. And with this one, we see obviously some issues with luck. And let's just say everyone who has played Pokemon and has battled with their friends have that problem. So once again, I'm SlakingRetaliation, and I just taught you how to analyze your losses, or better yet, opponents' losses. You can learn so much from just analyzing other people's losses or your own to have a better sense of, oh really, like when I look at my team, I see the ice problems. When I look at my team, I see the battle strategy I didn't do, and you just knock yourself on the head and say, now it's time to get to work and make a better team, or figure out with more experienced battle strategy. And that's all for today. Have a great day, everybody.